I thought I was helping, but I accidentally blew up my coworker's marriage. I am 31F, work in a mid-sized marketing agency, and for the most part, I've always liked my job. It's fast-paced but friendly, the kind of place where birthdays are celebrated with cupcakes in the break room and people bring their dogs in on Fridays. One of my co-workers, Mike, 34M, has always been one of those guys you just notice. He's charming, funny, a little rough around the edges, but generally a decent colleague. We've worked together for about 3 years. Not besties by any stretch, but enough to chat during lunch breaks and exchange memes on Slack. Lately, though, something about Mike had changed. He became distracted in meetings, barely contributed ideas, and was constantly glued to his phone. Worse, he would sneak out of conference calls and step outside the building, only to come back looking guilty or flustered. A few co-workers, particularly Tasha, 29F, who sits near him, joked that he must be having an affair, given how secretive he'd become. Normally, I wouldn't have thought much about it. But a few months back, I met Mike's wife, Stacey, 32A, at the company's summer rooftop party. She was lovely, warm, easy to talk to, and we even exchanged numbers after bonding over our mutual love for true crime podcasts. We grabbed drinks a few times afterward, nothing major, but enough that I felt connected. So when I started noticing Mike's shady behavior and the rumors started swirling, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. At first, I told myself it was none of my business, but then I remembered how giddy Stacey was when she talked about their upcoming anniversary, their 5th, a milestone she'd been dreaming about. The guilt gnawed at me. I didn't want to be the kind of person who sits back and says nothing while someone walks blind into betrayal. So I decided to tell her. Last Friday after work, I texted Stacey suggesting we meet for drinks. We met at this little wine bar downtown. I was sweating bullets the whole time, questioning myself, wondering if I should just let it go. But after 2 glasses of Pinot Noir, I finally blurted it out. I don't want to cause problems, but I think Mike might be seeing someone else. Her face crumpled instantly. She pressed me for details. What I'd seen, what I'd heard. And I tried to be careful, emphasizing that I wasn't 100% sure, but that the signs didn't look good. Stacey thanked me stiffly and left soon after, her hands trembling as she fumbled with her purse. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the conversation over and over in my head, feeling both sick and righteous at the same time. The next morning, the fallout began. Mike stormed into the office like a hurricane. He demanded to speak to me privately. His face was red with rage. He didn't yell, that almost made it worse, but he was cold, furious in that quiet, simmering way that makes you feel 2 inches tall. He told me that he wasn't cheating. In fact, he had been planning a surprise vow renewal ceremony for Stacey to celebrate their 5-year anniversary. The secretive phone calls, arranging vendors, the sneakiness, trying to keep the guest list a secret, the distractedness, stressing about pulling it off perfectly. And thanks to my well-meaning warning, the surprise was ruined. Stacey had confronted him in tears. They'd fought for hours. She doubted him when he was trying to do something beautiful for her. Their trust, something he'd spent years building after previous rough patches, was now deeply shaken. Word spread through the office faster than wildfire. Some co-workers, like Tasha, took my side, saying I was just looking out for a friend and that better safe than sorry. Others, like Jonah, 38M, and Priya, 35F, made it clear through passive-aggressive comments that they thought I was a meddler who should have stayed out of it. I became the girl who ruined Mike's marriage. People stopped inviting me to lunch. Conversations hushed when I walked into rooms. My boss even pulled me aside for a friendly reminder about maintaining professional boundaries. The worst part, though, was Stacey. She sent me a long text, basically thanking me for caring, but telling me that our friendship had to end because she couldn't look at me without remembering that night of doubt and pain. I learnt the hard way that intentions don't always matter as much as outcomes. Was I wrong to tell her? Part of me still believes women should look out for each other. But another part wonders if I was seeking some sort of moral high ground, if I was feeding off the drama without realizing it. Maybe it wasn't my place. Maybe sometimes you just have to let people figure things out for themselves. Either way, I'm the one left picking up the pieces. And honestly, I don't know if my work life or my heart will ever feel the same again.